I think Ali did a really good job of really pointing out in the beginning of that there are cultural taboos that come into how you navigate in your relationship.
Yeah.
Obviously, coming from the Caribbean, we tend to kind of operate a little bit different, from most people culturally based here in the States. And I think that also comes into a play because the way how you navigate and handle relationship, you don't want your partner to navigate it where they feel they have to tell everybody your business. Your grandma, your auntie, your mother, your sister,
Yeah.
everybody. And they're
Because
like, why we got to invite all these people into,
I want my
whatever.
man to protect my brand within the family. Just I want to be treated, and I don't want my name to some.
And that
No.
and that right there is something that is always missed because you got to understand when you're a couple, you're an item, you are a brand. You know what I'm saying? You are building something with someone, right? That you're revered around in a particular type of way. People see you differently, especially how you carry yourself. We all know someone who talks about their child and their fiance or their child and their wife or
Yeah.
their wife or whatever, right? There's a certain level of reverence, and you got to protect that veil. And I think when you invite outsiders who don't necessarily have that same level of interest or see your relationship in that sort of dynamic, they will never feel opted to protect it or give it the type of energy that it needs in order to protect that. So that's why I do believe that there are cultural nuances, and not everybody's well hip to that.
Yeah.
I thought Kelly left, man, because she had enough.
Nah, she on.
Hey, look, that dark side
Yeah.
is
And I
powerful.
mean,
Lou.
and
That
the
dark side is
hardest part of
powerful.
there are people in like that will try to pry too, and those are the people you got to stay away from. People that will try to be slick and ask you questions about, how's this going, da, 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 blah blah, and the answer is always mute because it's like it's my brain, it's none of your business. So it's just like from the only, I guess, experience about people being in my business is post breakup, where they're like, oh my God, I had no idea that that's what you went through or whatever, or that happened because dude starts talking after the fact. Well, that bond is gone now, right? So he can speak freely or whatever. But it's like, I'm going to keep it moving. I'm very all gas, no brakes, like no back in and out. Like, no, no. We're either in together or we're not together. And if we're not together, whatever, keep it moving. So yeah.
Well, let me help some people out, man. Because look, if it's a situation where you are being physically abused or emotionally abused or any type of abuse, then for all means, you need to talk to your family. You need to talk to friends so you can have an exit plan. That makes sense. But if it's just we can't get along because man, we are just sick of looking at each other. We see each other all the time and something like that, and bullshit. That could be worked out with just a simple conversation. Yes, we need to keep it within frame of us. It should everybody shouldn't be getting into your stew. They shouldn't be in your kitchen pouring their seasoning in your kitchen, man. That's not cool. Again, you don't know everybody's agenda. You don't know what people's really out to. You got some trifling ass chicks out here. These heifers are crazy. They'll sit there and watch you talk about your man, but in the back of the mind, they realize how good of a man he really is, and they will come up behind you, break things up, so he can get one, so she can get with him. And all of a sudden, you 2 years down the road, what y'all doing together? What's going on here? You know why? Because you was bragging and bragging, talking about how it was when things was good, it was good. But then when it turned bad, you telling her all the business too. And now she wants the benefits of all that good shit she talking about. I'm not like her. I'm not as toxic. So I'm not gonna bring that drama, and he ain't gonna be doing that with me. You got some people who moving like that. You got people who just love the
I
gossip.
would never
They
do
looking for
that.
bad news just to hear, just to get to talk about the shit. People are like that out here. So you gotta
Yeah.
protect
I've
yourself and protect your woman.
I've literally lost good handfuls of girlfriends where my man came to me and showed me messages like, this is what they're on. And then I go ghost, like, no. And I'm like, wow, there's really, yeah, it's bad out here. There's a ton of women that will do that.
Ty, you ain't like that, are you?
Ty will kneecap a bitch.
I mean, I completely understand your perspective, Hink and Allie. It makes sense, right? I completely understand it from what Hink is saying, because when you share information, your people don't let it go. You might share something in anger, you'll let it go. Your people don't let it go, and now they still bringing stuff up, and you like, I'm over it now. So I get it, and not bringing a lot of people in your circle, but I will say I do also see the benefit sometimes, especially as women, right? I'm only going to speak from our perspective because I don't know how men feel in relationships all the time. But sometimes we can talk ourselves into a problem that doesn't exist, right? Sometimes we get in our heads and it's like we start acting crazy out of nowhere. So to have that one dependable friend who, like I said in the beginning, is in a relationship, who deals with these things and who knows you. And Hink, you were saying they have a bias because they know you. But because they know you, they know when you're being crazy too. Like I have one friend who will say, Taya, it's you. It's you, baby. That man ain't did nothing to you. You're the one acting crazy. You have to calm down. And they make you reevaluate and approach the situation a little differently. So I completely understand what you guys are saying. I don't think everybody should know your business, but I do think it is beneficial to have that one person that you can lean on when you really need to know what's real, when you really need that confidant or just an outside opinion outside of your relationship. But as Hink stated, maybe it's best for it to be a counselor if that's what both parties are comfortable with. Because I also don't want to make my partner uncomfortable.
I just want to throw in there. I know when I've tried to call my mom, like probably when I was 19, you'd be like, oh, I met this guy to talk about, blah, blah, blah. All she'll be like, you know what? She'll be like, she'll say it in Korean. She'll be like, I'm she'll be like, I love my daughter. I trust you're going to make the right decisions. That's it.
Oh.
You know what I mean? She's like, you got it. You know, that's kind of the extent of it. And because my parents have always been firm, and we're your parents, we're not your friends.
Okay.
So we're going to keep it that way. So it's like, all right, cool. I guess I'm still out here figuring it out.
Has anyone on this panel had relationship counseling in any relationships, previous relationships?
Yeah, I've had a few sessions.
Yeah, I've had a couple sessions as well.
We went to premarital counseling, and we still in it now. So I mean, just to secure and make sure everything's on up and up, you know. I think it's good. I think it's good for couples if they're about to make that plunge and make that decision. I definitely would recommend it for anybody.